5 seconds, 2 seconds, ready. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I support the bill presented by Sri Thomas. I belong to the rural area and therefore, without going very deep into the constitutional intricacies, I would like to cite an example which would make it very clear as to what will happen to the country if we do not pass this bill. If there are only 5 earning members in a family of 10 persons and the other 5 members are unemployed, it becomes impossible for the family to develop and it becomes weak from within and finally it disintegrates. Similarly, in the case of a country, if crores of people are unemployed, it not only affects the overall production of the country and reduces the purchasing capacity of the people but also weakens the country. The most unfortunate thing is that it results in crisis of confidence and the people are disillusioned. And in the end, out of these evils, anarchy is born. If I say that a similar situation prevails in the country today, it will not be an exaggeration. In 1951, the number of unemployed people was about 51 or 52 lakhs. This figure increased to 280 lakhs in 1986-87 and at present it is 4 crores. And these figures are only of those who have registered themselves with the employment exchanges. Apart from them, there are crores of educated and illiterate people who are unemployed. Even if they are employed, it is on a part-time basis. And if they are engaged on full-time job, they are underemployed, as a result of which considerable amount of labor potential is being wasted and consequently our country is being weakened from within. We may have a shining exterior, but the country is decaying from within. This is because only a handful of people have reaped the benefits of the 5-year plans and the rest of the crores of people have been deprived of it. The fruits of independence have not reached the Harijans and other weaker sections of the society. Even after 40 years of independence, there is an extraordinary gap between the rich and the poor in this country. We have on the one hand a handful of people enjoying ultimate pleasures and on the other there are crores of people leading a life of poverty and deprivation. The benefits of development have not reached them and as a result of which even after 40 years of independence 42% of the people are living below the poverty line. The government may define poverty line as it wishes, but the real meaning is one who is not able to afford 2 square meals a day when one is hungry, and this can be felt and understood if one has a close look at the people living below the poverty line. It means not being able to afford medicines or medical aid. Living below poverty line means to be born under the open sky and to die like a worm. This is the definition of these living below the poverty line. Even after 40 years of independence, India is a country which is divided into two separate classes. On the one hand, there are a handful of people who are immersed in the life of earthly luxurious, and on the other, vast multitudes of people are leading a life of helplessness and deprivation. The government may claim that many programs have been implemented for their welfare, and there are also programs for providing self-employment to the educated youth. If all these programs are evaluated, the conclusion is that the funds allotted for them are not utilized properly. You expect that a certain number of people would get employment opportunities by the aforesaid programs, but the results achieved are not to the desired extent. The funds are pocketed by those who are responsible for their implementation, and the real beneficiaries are thus deprived of those funds. The schemes are not benefiting the poor people. But the irony is that if some individual, organization, group, or a certain section of society or community raises its voice in protest, you make allegations without giving a thought that these people are creating uproar everywhere. These people do not want the government to function properly, and they are playing with the unity and integrity of the country. We differ in our opinion on this point. We think protesting against evil is a threat to the unity and integrity of the country, and on the contrary, we think that it protects the unity and the integrity. A country does not disintegrate when it struggles against, but it disintegrates when it nourishes it. Hence, if evil is protected and nourished, it will certainly increase poverty and helplessness of the people, and they will never be able to overcome their improvement, and they will be disillusioned. And when people are in despair, no power in this world can save the country from disintegration.